Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a manufacturing order and how to confirm a manufacturing order. So at first we need to head into the manufacturing module. We can click on the main menu, we can click on the icon for manufacturing, or we can start typing manufacturing in the main menu and a pop-up window is going to appear and we're going to see a line with the manufacturing option, right? So if we click, we can go inside the module itself. Once inside, the first thing that we're going to see is the work centers overview, but for this case we want to create a manufacturing order, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to head on top of the module itself and you are going to see the different menus that we have inside the manufacturing module, right? So we need to go to the operations, which is the second one, and when I click it, it deploys 4 options. So for this case we can see that we have manufacturing orders, work orders, unbilled orders, and scrap. So we are going to head into the first option, which is manufacturing order. If I click, it's going to take me into all the manufacturing orders that I have, right, with all their statuses. You can see that we have the reference, when should it start, the product, the source document, right, because we can generate manufacturing orders from sales orders or replenishment rules. We have the component status, right, the quantity, the unit of that product that we want to manufacture, the company that's associated to, and the state, right? So to create a new one, we can click on new and we are in the manufacturing order form, right? So we can create a new one. So we want to create a manufacturing order for our newest product, which is the white oak nightstand. So we can go into the products. We need to select a product we want to manufacture. So we can start typing white oak, and you can see this is the white oak nightstand. Take a look at when I click in the nightstand, you can see that the bill of materials and the components are already populated, right? You can see that we have those already preloaded because we have a bill of materials for the white oak nightstand. But if I click, for example, for another product, let's erase this and let's select, for example, the planks, you can see that there is no bill of materials and there's no components because this is a component product and it's not a manufactured product. So let's select again the white oak nightstand. So we have our product, we need to select the quantity, how much do we want to manufacture. In here we can have, for example, 2, right? And you can see that it doubles the amount to consume. If I put 4, is going to double that amount. Let's see, you can see that every item change the quantity that we need, right? For this case we only need 1, right? So let's leave it as 1. So the bill of material is already populated because this product has a bill of materials created specifically for this product. But if we have some variants in here, we can select a specific bill of materials, right? For example, if this white oak nightstand has 3 different sizes, we can select the specific bill of material for the size that we want to build, right? The schedule date, which basically means when are we going to start with this with this manufacturing order, right? And the responsible, right? Who's going to be responsible for this manufacturing order, right? Which is going to be us. In here, you're going to see that we have all the products that are in the bill of materials, right? And we are also going to see the availability, right? So we have nails and we have fabric, but we don't have white oak planks and we don't have white oak legs, meaning that we need to purchase, right? Or we need to add those components into the warehouse, okay? Because we don't have it right now. In work orders, basically we are going to see the operations that we need to execute for this specific product, right? because we only have one operation, we only have one work order. So you can see it this way: the manufacturing order is an order that contains the general information of the product that we want to build, right, based on the bill of materials. So we have the components and we have the operations. And the work orders are the specific orders for each operations, meaning that if, for example, instead of one, I had 3 or 4 operations, I will have 3 or 4 work orders respectively, right? And in work orders, we can see what's the operation that we need to execute, where, which is the work center, the product that's associated to that operation, the quantity, right, and the expected duration. You can see here that we have a real duration field, but it's blank. You will see that this field is going to populate after we confirm it. We can add byproducts, right? In this case, we don't have byproducts from this product, this white oak nightstand, and we have a miscellaneous tab, right? That we can define the operation type. Where are we going to get our components location, right? We have to take it from stock to a specific area, which is going to be pre-production. And where are we going to deliver the finished product location, right? We're going to send it to post-production. Right? We can define the source is basically the document from where this manufacturing order was generated from. So for example, we can add a sales order, right? So for example, if a customer wants to purchase one of our white oak nightstand, we can add that sales order as a source, right? We can define a deadline, right? We're going to define the deadline for today, and well, not today, let's do it for tomorrow. We can associate a project if we have one, the company, which you can see it's automatically in IT on San Antonio, right? And if we want to add specific notes, right? So we can save it, right? And you can see that we already created a manufacturing order, right? But we can confirm it basically by clicking on the confirm button that's on the top left. If we click on confirm, right, the MO is confirmed, so it means that it's in the state, like the state of the manufacturing order itself is confirmed, right? It's not already in draft, means that we can start. And the manufacturing order readiness, right, is waiting for another operation. So for each manufacturing order, we have 2 states: the manufacturing order and manufacturing order readiness. The manufacturing order is if it's basically if it's confirmed and it's done, right? When we finish building everything, right? We finish executing every operation in relation to this product, right? It's going to be done. If the manufacturing order readiness, it's basically the status for the availability of the components, right? Because we need components to start manufacturing this product. So you can see right here in the chatter that we have waiting for another operation. What does that mean? That we need to pick the components needed for manufacturing this product, right? And once we pick those components, this status is going to change to waiting for another operation, to ready, right? You can see here that a new field appear below schedule date with its component status, which is say not available, and it's in red, meaning that we don't have availability of all the products, right? So for this case, we will need to replenish these white oak planks and white oak legs, right? So once we have that availability, right, basically it's the component status is going to appear in green, and as same of the pills over here that are on the right of each component itself, right? So once we are ready, we can start manufacturing. We can start actually manufacturing this product, right? And one more thing, you can see here that if we go to the work orders tab, we were in the components. If we go to the work orders tab, we're going to see that the real duration now has a new field. This has new information. We have kind of like a timer that's in 0, and we have a play button. It means that we can start with the operation itself, right? We can do it at the same time that we were picking the components, right? And we have the status, which is to do, right? So for this case, we're going to leave it as it is because we first need to replenish these components, but that's how you create and confirm a manufacturing order, right? So thank you